From Modiphius Entertainment, Star Trek Adventures Second Edition Rulebook. Yes. Hi, thank you for tuning in to the Tom Patelson Show. Yeah, the second edition of Star Trek Adventures role-playing game. Absolutely love this. The OG version came out in 2017 from Modiphius Entertainment. It is 8 years later. That's almost 10 years in between versions, which is pretty good. You get a lot out of rule books before they switch to a new version, as opposed to a company like Games Workshop. Warhammer is on version 10 in 36 years. That's a new version every 3.6 years. And every time you learn how to do a rule book, a new version comes out and everything becomes obsolete. But this is good. Almost 10 years in between versions, that's good. All the books that are currently out there for Star Trek Adventures in the old system still apply, because I still have the Utopia Planitia, which has all of the ships in it, and those still apply and those still work. All the old books still incorporate into the new system, so don't worry about that. Full disclosure, I've not played Star Trek Adventures, the role-playing game, the full one. I have played Star Trek Adventures Captain's Log, which has my little tabs on it because I love this book. I love this game. This is so much fun to write. And I did a short fan film with my friends based upon the game I had played. You can watch it here, and the second episode will be coming out during the holidays as soon as I finish writing it. Okay, first of all, this book's a beast. It's a big book. This is a big book. It is 200 and whatever. No, I'm sorry. It's 377 pages. It's smaller than the other one. The first edition is like 10 pages longer, but it's a big book, but it's all in one. As opposed to Dungeons and Dragons, you've got to buy a player's handbook, you've got to buy a Dungeon Master's Guide, and if you want any really fun monsters, you've got to get a monster manual, and if you've got something else, like you like a particular area, or a particular genre, or a particular subsect, there's a book for you. There are tons of books you can buy with D&D, and I'm not bagging on Dungeons and Dragons by any stretch. They're the gold standard of role-playing game, but this is a giant book, but it is all you need. It's everything you need is in this one book. That's a great thing. The immediate differences between the editions: the page colors. In the first edition, they did black pages with white lettering, and they followed the LCARS format from Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's a beautiful book. It's really good, but it is very dark. And after a while, I don't know how else to put it, it kind of gets to me, the eyes. Looking at it kind of gets to my eyes a little bit, especially if there's a glare on the page from any light source. Sometimes it's difficult to read. And they heard that, which is why the new book has white pages. Has white pages with bright colors and great design. The other thing they eliminated from this version, as opposed to the original, is the challenge dice. There was something called the challenge dice, which were D6s, and those are gone, eliminated. All you need to play the game is the D20, the most satisfying die to roll in all of the role-playing universe is the D20. My opinion, honestly, but still, most satisfying. You can find these on the web. You can get a pack of 10 D20s off Amazon for $7, I found. Or if you go to any game store, there's always a grab bucket of a bunch of dice. You can get the dice that you want, but that is all you need. The most you will need in the game, the most you're allowed to roll at any one time, is 5. So all you need is 5 die. 5 die to play the game. That's all you require. That's great stuff. I'm a bit of a dice goblin, is what they call us. I collect a lot of dice, except I don't. You could take all of my role-playing die and most likely fit them in a child's lunchbox. It's about that much dice. Which, if you're not a gamer, is all the dice in the world. My goodness, Tom has a ton of dice. But if you're an actual gamer and art, I have no dice. Oh my goodness, people's dice collection is crazy, absolutely crazy, but I love dice. I love role-playing dice. It's so great. Yeah, for an actual gamer, I've got no dice whatsoever. Basic game mechanics. I can't go into a full how-to-play video of this game because I haven't played it and I'm already halfway through the book. But I can tell you what I've absorbed and what I've figured out, and if you've never played a role-playing game, this might be a little confusing. But here's how you play the game. Everything you need to do as a character in the game, everything you need to accomplish, starts with your character's statistics. You have 6 attributes and 6 departments, and you've assigned numbers to those sections to create your character. He's good at this thing, she's bad at this thing. This is where they excel, and they're bad at this. That's your character, is all by the stats. So, we're playing with Castle, and Castle's my engineer. And my engineer needs to fix the transporter because the game master said the transporter got injured, got destroyed during the last attack. Castle must fix the transporter. So the game master says it's a difficulty of 2, and the difficulty will be assigned between 0 and 5. You will need two successes to fix the transporter. What does successes means? Well, I'll get to that. Okay. The GM says to fix the transporter will involve Castle's control plus his engineering. Now, control is, I'm going to have to read this right off, a character's self-discipline, coordination, and fine motor skills. That makes sense to me. He's going to have to fix something. He's going to have to get in there. He's going to have to use his control. Also, plus his engineering, which makes sense. It's in the engine room. Of course, he's going to have a high engineering skill in the department that he's working in. So you combine these 2 numbers, control plus engineering, and you get a target number. The target number is 15. Then you roll 2 d20s. You'll always roll at least 2 to start, and you will need to roll under your target number or equal to it. So we've got to roll under 15 or equal 15. So, but let's say it's a harder task and you need more successes. You'll need 3 successes. You can only roll 2 dice. How does that work? Well, you can ask for assistance. And if Rodriguez is available and he's in engineering, he can roll and assist Castle by rolling a die and also try to roll under 15. Now there's 3 die looking for 3 successes. There's also focuses, momentum, determination, and threat can be added to help or hurt your chances, and there's a lot more rules that I won't go into, but let's just say there's a lot of ways you can improve your odds as you roll. But that's the whole game. Is you're given a task to do, you're going to combine your stats, you're going to try and roll under your stats, and then you either succeed or you fail. And anything you want to do that involves a ship, well, the ship has its own stats, and you'll have to roll under those stats operated by the person flying the ship. The game is controlled by completing tasks. The entire game is to complete tasks, rolling under the target number assigned by the GM and your character stats. That's a mouthful, but that's the whole game. The following is a minor critique and yet kind of a joyful thing that I like about it. I don't know how you are with a book, but if I'm reading along in a book and it says there's something on a future page, so like there's a chart in the back of the book that will help you with the following, I go right away and look at the chart. I go right to it. If it references something in another page and says you'll find out all about this in a page before, I go back to the page or I go forward to the page. It is what I do when I'm reading a book. So I'm on page 253, where it says attempting a task. A task involves a character, attributes, departments, and focuses, requires rolling 2 or more d20s. Attempting a task follows a specific process. See page 257. So from 253 to page 257 I go, and there's a big chart, which is awesome. I'll talk about this later, about why I love the charts so much, but it's so great. And then it says there, improve your chances by asking for assistance from either another character on the ship, and assistance is described on page 255. So I'm gonna go back. So I go back to 255. But in the same chart, though, says each die that rolls a 20 or falls within the complication range causes a complication. See complications on page 258. So I want to go to page 258. But still on page 257 on the big chart, it says, if you scored more successes than the task's difficulty, each extra success becomes 1 point of momentum. See momentum on page 259. So I go to page 259. I'm still on page 253. That's where I started, but I'm bouncing back and forth as I try and get through the rule book, which is interesting. I don't know if you're that kind of person, but when I say it's confusing and yet joyful, I don't mind the bouncing around, but it does require a bookmark. Get a bookmark so you know where you started and you can go back and continue where you're reading. Otherwise, you'll get lost, which I did. Back to the physical book. RPG manuals are textbooks. That's what they are. And if textbooks that I had to read in school were formatted like this book, I would have learned a lot more in school. This book is beautifully designed for me. My favorite page in the entire book so far is page 9, which is titled Rulebook Structure, which tells you how the book is organized. Which is, yeah, it's just the table of contents, but I've seen table of contents that just give you a title and a page. This gives you specific things, what's on every book, how the book itself is organized. It is very satisfying to see it start that way. It's easy to read. The font and the subsections are in red with bold type in black for the important details. Then they fill the sides with lovely Trek artwork and anecdotes from characters to immerse you in the world. And there are easy to read big flow charts like the one I showed you. And there are important game concepts like this one. This is page 307. This is attempting a starship attack. Look at how organized that looks. Look at what a joy that is to follow and wonder to read. And you're going to have to bounce around, but that's absolutely great. I love the way this book is designed. And yes, the artwork is fantastic. And it spans all the Trek you could want. The cover itself spans so much Trek and the uniforms from the original series, Next Gen, the movies, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, and all of those colors just pop. Also offered, just came out, is the second edition toolkit, which has full page cardstock references for the players to consult and a 4-page hardcover game screen. I don't own that yet. I might purchase that. I haven't decided. But with the book, you also get the full PDF of the second edition rule book, and you get a 48-page PDF quick start guide, which you can print out, and that is loaded with easy to follow player aids as well as starter characters and a beginning mission if you wish, which is good stuff. I've said it in other reviews, and I said it when I was talking about this one. It's still true. Role-playing books like this and Star Trek books like this are my favorite coffee table books. Because you know what it is. You're sitting on the couch, and you're like, well, I got nothing to do, right? Yeah, I'll pick this up, and I'll just flip through this. I'll look at the pictures, I'll read some stuff, and it just kickstarts my imagination on all levels, flipping through RPG books. I've always loved it. It's something I've always enjoyed, even when I was a kid. Looking at those pictures from the original Monster Manual, or the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide back with D&D, or Top Secret, or Boot Hill, or Traveler, or the James Bond role-playing game. All of these games that I have played back in my youth. Every Trekkie should own this. For that reason alone, to keep this on your coffee table, to look through it, to look through the wonderful pictures and the wonderful artwork, and to have it kickstart your imagination. I can't recommend this enough. Modiphius, fantastic job. Better than the original book, and I love the original book, but boy, this is just a must-have for any Trekkie out there. Absolutely wonderful. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when my stuff drops. It drops on Sunday. Thanks for coming with me on this, and go out and get yourself a role-playing manual. Go out and play more games. Kickstart that imagination. Watch more movies, watch more television, play board games with your friends. Till I see you next time, as always, peace, love, live long and prosper. I mean it.